Hey Josh, are you there? I just want to thank you again for inviting me out camping with you guys. I just know that Susie also had a really good time. I know that she can be a bit of a handful, but she really had fun out there. Great. I'm glad you both enjoyed it so much. I had a blast with you all. And it was so long since I saw Susie, so that was also nice. I can't believe that she's already 5 years old. I mean, really, where does the time go when you're having kids, right? I know what you mean. It's like I remember her being born as if it was yesterday. In fact, now that I think about it, you were one of the first people to visit while my wife was in the hospital to give birth. Yeah, I remember when you told me it was happening. I was just so excited to go and meet your kid. And just to think of you as a dad now, well, it still blows my mind just a little bit. Yeah, I mean, what can I say except that I think it's made me grow up quite a bit, really. That makes perfect sense. I mean, having a kid would probably do that to you, right? Well, by the way, I wanted to ask, you recently got a promotion at work, right? I hear that you're going to be sent on a business trip from next month, is that right? It sounds like things are going really well for you too, right? Yeah, well, I guess it helps a bit when you're not married. It means you could be moved around easier. Well, I must say that I'm a bit jealous to hear that from you. And now you'll get to travel around the globe, trying all kinds of great foods. Well, I don't know if I'll be going all over the world, but it is a really exciting opportunity. Although, I just know that I'm going to be missing some foods from here while I'm gone. Man, I would love to be able to go abroad for something soon. Well, why don't you? What's stopping you from getting out there? We'll see with the family and kid and all. But about how long are you going to be gone for this trip? I think the whole thing is supposed to take about 3 months in total. 3 months? That's a pretty long time to be away, don't you think? It's true, but I've heard some people have been sent away for as long as 2 years. Oh wow, well, I guess in that case 3 months might not be that bad. Who knows? You might even be coming home with a foreign girlfriend. Yeah, I mean, I won't say that I haven't thought about that as a possibility. And then maybe when you're back, we can all go out camping again or something. I'll be sure to try and learn up a lot about being in the outdoors before you're back. For sure. I would love to go out camping with you again sometimes. I love getting to do that kind of stuff with friends. And I just know that my little Susie has really taken a liking to you. She's always asking about when we're going to see you next. Oh, really? Aw, that's so sweet of her. Well, you tell her I'm looking forward to it too. Of course I'll do that. So how soon do you think we'll be able to do that? Well, I do think that even after I get back from the trip, I'll probably be a little busy with debriefs and all that. But I think as soon as things settle back down for me, that you and I should be able to go camping again. Awesome. That sounds like a good plan to me. You just give me a date and time and I'll try to be there. Sounds good. Then once I have more information for you, I'll reach out to tell you how things are looking. Okay, great. Looking forward to it. And I'll be sure to tell Susie to look forward to it as well. Hi there. I am really sorry to be messaging you so late, but my name is Josh and I'm a friend of Alan's. This is the right number for Valerie, isn't it?
Yes, this is Valerie. But what does a friend of Alan want to do with me? And just why do you even have my number in the first place?
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you really not remember me at all? I was the friend that Alan took Susie on the camping trip with.
Oh, of course. How could I forget about that? Yes, thank you so much for doing that. I heard that Susie had a blast. I heard that you've been friends with my husband since before him and I were even married.
Yes, that's true. In fact, it was Alan who gave your number in the first place in case of emergencies.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess that makes sense. I just had no idea about it. Anyways, what can I do for you? Is it an emergency?
Well, kind of. It's your daughter Susie. She's at my house right now.
Wait, what? Why in the world would my daughter be at your house? Is this some kind of joke or something?
It's not a joke at all. She told me that she was kicked out of the house and that she decided to come here. But she isn't wanting to talk to me anymore about whatever happened.
Oh my gosh, I really had no idea about this at all. Have you tried calling Alan about this?
I was actually going to call Alan, but then when I told Susie, she made me promise not to do so. And so that's why I figured I'd try sending you a message about...
I see. Well, yes, I think that's a good idea. In fact, I don't think that you should be in contact with my husband anymore.
But why is that? Did he do something wrong?
I don't want you telling him anything that he doesn't need to know. I have no idea what he's going to do about this.
I'm really sorry, but I just have no idea what is going on here in the slightest.
Have you really heard nothing from Alan about any of this at all?
And of what? I'm sorry, Alan and I haven't been talking since I had been away for a while on a business trip overseas.
Oh, I see. Well then, I'm not sure that I'm the best person to be telling you this since you two are friends, but Alan hit me.
Wait, you mean as in like domestic abuse? Yeah, Alan? I don't know what to say.
Well, I suppose that Alan probably only showed you certain sides of himself, if I had to take a guess. I know it might seem hard to believe, but it's true.
I don't even know what to say, but you're right. I had no idea that he was capable of doing something like that.
It's okay if you think I'm lying. I wouldn't blame you. But it is the truth about what happened. And in the past, Susie has tried running away, but... Oh, I felt so bad. We were both running away, but he caught up to Susie, and I just left her there with them, and I feel so awful.
But Susie was telling me that she was chased out of the house, so it didn't sound like anyone was chasing after her.
I don't know what's been going on in that house since I've been gone, but just thinking about that man must be doing to my poor daughter infuriates me.
I'm sorry, but I'm still just finding this all hard to believe. I mean, Alan is a really good guy. I've never seen him so much as raise his voice at your daughter, and I don't understand why he would chase Susie away.
Well, it's like I said, you were only seeing one side of him. Well, I got to see the kind of man he really is. Why don't you look at Susie's arm if you don't believe me?
Well, yes, it does appear as if there's a little bit of bruising.
That was from where Alan grabbed Susie while we were trying to run away from him.
But I still don't get it. If you really think that he's abusing your daughter, why don't you call the cops and report him?
Call the cops? No, I couldn't do that. If he found out about that, then he might hurt Susie even more. I couldn't live with myself if that happened.
But I'm sorry. I must really not understand.
Well, I'm the victim here, and I'm telling you not to go to the police about this. Do you understand? Just don't do anything on your own. I've already hired a lawyer to look into this. I want to protect Susie, but I want to make sure that she can be safe in the meantime.
Right, well, I guess that makes sense.
Anyways, I'm really sorry about Susie, but do you think that I could come pick her up from your house tomorrow? I'm actually in another town right now. But I'll be able to borrow a car and come get her from yours if that's possible.
I suppose I don't really mind if you pick her up tomorrow, but are you sure you're okay with her staying here?
Well, she was the one who ran to your house in the first place. Clearly, she must feel safe with you to have done that. So if Susie feels fine with you, then I don't think I have anything to worry about.
Okay then. If you're sure about this, I can keep an eye on her.
Thank you so much for doing that. And when you get a chance, please send me your address before tomorrow. And remember, whatever you do, do not say a word about any of this to Alan if he tries to talk to you.
Got it. I will be sure to do all of that. Just tell me what time you think you'll be able to get her tomorrow, and I'll make sure we're at home. Josh, is that you? What are you, drunk dialing me or something like that? No, nothing like that. You know that I wouldn't do that sort of thing. You're definitely drunk right now, aren't you? I mean, why else would you be blowing up my phone like this if you weren't? I was actually asleep and it was only my phone going off so much that finally woke me up. You were asleep? What about your kid? What did you do to Susie? How could you just throw her out of the house and go right back to sleep? I thought I knew you, man, but I don't even know what to think about you anymore. Wait, what? What are you talking about? I'm divorced and my ex-wife has full custody of the kids. I'm sorry, but I think that you must have your facts mixed up because I really am not following you at all. Wait, what? You got a divorce and lost your kid? Wait a second. Were you saying that I threw Susie out of the house? How would you even know that? What's going on with my daughter? Well, let me just start from the top. Your daughter showed up at my house tonight. She what? Why in the world is she at your house? What is going on? I think she arrived about 11 at night. She remembered that I was the friend who took you and her camping. She was crying and told me that she had been kicked out of the house. Kicked out of the house? Is she okay? How did this happen? Well, you said that you were asleep this whole time and just woke up, right? You have to believe me. Is she still there with you right now? Yes, she's right here. I waited for Susie to fall asleep before calling you since she's so shaken up. I'm sorry, I really didn't mean to accuse you of anything. I had no idea that you had gotten a divorce or anything like that. Yes, well, it really is true. We've been divorced for a couple of months now, actually. She found someone else that she wanted to be with. Oh my gosh. I had no idea about that at all. So then, it sounds like your wife might have some interest in keeping your daughter from talking all about what's happened to her. And to think I even bought into what she was saying. You mean that you were talking to Valerie about this as well? Well, she told me that you were abusive and she never mentioned a divorce, just that she ran away from you. But then, does that mean that Susie was actually escaping from Valerie this whole time? What was she saying to you? I mean, it sounds like that might actually be the case. And I'm sure that Susie was running away from this other guy's house. I wouldn't be surprised if Valerie just threw her out for the night and figured she'd collect Susie tomorrow. Oh my gosh. I'm really so sorry. Valerie mentioned bruising on Susie's arm and I'm glad it's not you, but I'm so sorry for ever doubting you. You don't have anything to apologize for. I probably would have done the same if you had any kids as well. Anyways, if it's okay with you, I think I'd like to go to your place. I actually haven't been able to see Susie in a while since Valerie got full custody. I miss my daughter, man. And I need to apologize to her for all that happened since the divorce. And of course, we're here waiting for you.
Josh, are you there? I'm really sorry for late I am. I just got a little lost on my way over is all. I think I'm in your neighborhood, but would you mind coming out of your house and standing on the corner so that I could see you? I'll park my car and get out to look at you.
Actually, Valerie, you really don't need to bother coming today.
Wait, what? What do you mean? I'm already here. Have you gone crazy or something? I am not going to be going home without my daughter, do you hear me?
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be handing over Susie to you now or ever. And the reason why I refuse to hand her back over to you is because I know that you're the one that's been putting her through so much suffering.
I have no idea what you're talking about at all right now, but you know what? I don't think that you have a clue either. Now look, I came to get my daughter and I'm not going home without her. What would some outsider like you even know?
Sure, I might not be part of your family, but it doesn't mean that I don't know what your daughter is going through. After all, she was the one who came to me for help, and I understand that the one that hit her was your new lover.
What in the world are you even talking about? Are you really going to tell me that you're going to listen to a child over me? She was probably just talking about some nightmare that she had about me. But you can't just listen to her like that?
And just how could a child even think of such horrible things like that to tell me in the first place? I'm not just going to disregard what a child says, especially about abuse.
And just what gives you the right to say what is and isn't abuse, huh?
I don't know. I suppose that ultimate decision is probably going to come down to the police and child protective services.
Wait. What? What did you do? Did you really call them?
Oh, don't worry. I didn't call them. I don't think I could, but your ex-husband has done just that.
Well, you tell him to cut that out right now. How could you do this to me?
You know, I really wasn't going to reach out and call Alan at all. But then, it was actually Susie who told me that she wanted to go and see her daddy. I thought that she must be in shock or confused or something. But then I realized that she was being honest and I had made a huge mistake.
Oh, you have made a mistake. Do you have any idea the kinds of things that Alan has put me through? He's lied to you about everything. I had to leave town. I had to leave everything behind to get away from him.
You two got divorced about 2 months ago, is that right? Do you think I could see the divorce form that you both signed? After all, I know you were the reason for the divorce.
Why? Did he tell you that I was cheating on him? Well, that's another lie. I waited until after the divorce before getting with my current boyfriend.
Call it whatever you want. It sounds to me like you had the sky in the wings if you weren't with him already.
Just give me my daughter back already.
I'm sorry, but we're not even at home right now. I think that if you want to try and get your daughter back, you're better off going to a social worker. Either way, I'm not going to be meeting with you today.
Why are you doing this? What's the matter with you? How could you do this?
I didn't do anything. If you're looking for anyone to blame, you can go ahead and blame yourself. You chased your daughter out of her own home late at night and didn't care at all about where she was until I contacted you. You or your new boyfriend were probably the one who left the bruises on her arm. How could you ever think that I was going to give your daughter back to you after this?
Please, Josh, you really do have this all wrong. You have to know that I only have her best interests in mind.
That's why you threw her out of the house yesterday?
You don't know the full context. That isn't what happened. Please, you're not listening to me.
You're right, I'm not. And the reason why I'm not is because your own daughter is here telling me that you're lying.
Okay. Maybe I used to be a little strict with her in the past, but that's not what's happening now. She's just holding a grudge.
Even if I did believe you, you're not doing yourself any favors at all by telling me that. Anyways, I'm just a messenger letting you know that your daughter isn't here. If you want her back, that's going to be between you, your husband, Susie, the police, and the CPS. As for me, I want nothing more to do with this. Thank you very much. After that, I heard from Alan that Valerie was soon picked up after the cops were in my neighborhood looking for her after being tipped off that she would be there. After that, she was taken to court and charged alongside her boyfriend for child abuse. The judge transferred custody of Susie to Alan right then and there, and she went to go and live with her father. As you might have guessed, the reason why Valerie even wanted to hold on to custody was to get child support checks out of Alan. Meanwhile, she was using that money to treat her and her boyfriend to expensive dinners and presents. It turns out that her boyfriend was also in quite a bit of debt and had convinced Valerie to go in debt in an attempt to help him out. By the time the trial was done, not only were they deeper in debt, they also had to serve jail time. Alan was so happy to be reunited with his daughter and thanked me for being there for him. I just told him that I was glad that Susie was safe. I told him that I would get in contact with him soon about another camping trip. He told me that Susie is really looking forward to it. And thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.